Hello everybody, this is the Basic Average Twit, and today we're going to talk about the war on words from the left and the right. A lot of this stems from the latest controversy from Milo Yiannopoulos, where people are saying he's advocating for a boy and a man relationship. Upon further inspection, it appears to me, in my opinion, that all he is doing is defending the fact that he was more mature and he acted aggressively in this relationship. Now, however you feel about that, he's an adult now and he can definitely have that opinion. But I'm not here to create a video just to talk about Milo. What's interesting now is that it has come out that other prominent lefties, as some people would term them, have also advocated or at least said something similar in the past. We have Bill Maher that is talking about a teacher from Washington that was sleeping with a 13-year-old student, and I don't have the facts on that. I'm not going to look up the whole thing. The point here is what's being said and done after this is coming out. Does anybody find it strange that there's this massive double standard if you're talking about your side? Now, Bill Maher is saying basically the same thing Milo Yiannopoulos is. But then you look a little bit closer and you can find George Takei is also saying something similar on a Howard Stern clip. Now, I don't have the clip. I could get it and put it in the video, but right now I'm a new channel, so I don't want to risk any copyright claims. But the fact is that there have been people on the left that say the same things. They advocate for some sort of relationship with a person that's considered a minor. However, it's important to note that they are merely expressing an opinion. This is just thoughts. These are just words. Nobody's out there actually physically fighting off people and saying, hey, these two have to sleep together, and then watching it happen. And yet people are taking it as such. They're taking words as action. Action is words. Words is action. You have to remember, sometimes when people talk about the past in their lives, if this happened to them, if they were molested, and they talk about the past, and sometimes they remember things more fondly than other people might think of them. They think and just hear the molestation part. They don't understand that there's an actual connection and human reaction. People are more nuanced than some people think. You can't just take one little aspect of somebody's life and go, well, that was 100% bad, as if nobody's ever learned anything. And then say, well, listen, now it's bad all around. And so the real point of what I'm talking about here today is the fact that after Milo was caught, now you have people on the left getting targeted now by the right and saying, see, now we can come after you too for thought crimes, for words, and it's dangerous all around. People on the left should have defended Milo because Milo did not actually commit a crime, and people on the right should be defending Bill Maher, and they should be defending George Takei right now because it's just about words. And right now, people are making those words more than they have to be because they're in a political battle. And they feel like everything is justified in fair game as long as you hurt the other side. I see people on the right, we didn't stand up for Milo 100%. We have to defend him all the time, no matter what he says. Well, no you don't. You don't have to defend everybody or anybody on your side 100%. People on your side are going to be wrong. But then after Milo gets caught and he has to step down and he loses his book deal, well, those seem like some pretty stupid things to begin with, all over some words. But then you go over and you start targeting Bill Maher and you start targeting George Takei and you feel like that's going to get you your redemption. Well, this is just ridiculous. Why don't you stick up for freedom of speech if you're an American and you love freedom all the time? And you could point out, hey, listen, this isn't even that bad. By the way, you have to remember, people on the hardline conservative right also took down Milo. They said that's too much. He can't defend all this sort of stuff. We don't believe in free speech like that. We're conservatives. You have to remember, Milo is not just a conservative. And if you don't follow, I'll tell you now, he's not just a conservative. He pushes a lot of libertarian values, which means he's more open, which is more liberal than some liberals even give credit for. And here's the point. The point here is that speech is just speech. And so you should have no problem with people saying stuff that's even fucking repugnant. But now let's talk about, and this is related to this subject, and the reason I have Vladimir Putin on the front with the Russian flag as my thumbnail, we are setting up an environment where both sides keep attacking each other over and over again. And I was thinking about this recently. Well, what is this like? Why is everybody policing their own words? Why is everybody, on both sides by the way, why is everybody so uptight? Why is everybody watching what they say? And why is everybody so offended at all times? And then it was kind of occurring to me that I've read stuff about this and I've watched stuff about this, and I was thinking about the Russian Stasi. And we're talking about informants placed in certain areas so that the Russians can watch you at all times. And in some ways that actually wasn't effective, because all you'd have to do is make sure in front of those people and whatnot that you were just cool in front of them. On the other hand, when Russia was trying to become more global and work with partners and form more relationships, it looked terrible for them to have all that coming out about the Stasi. So then they had something else, kind of like a secret Stasi. And what that is called the Zerzutsan. It is a way to have plausible deniability built in to still monitoring speech and monitoring action. And whether it's our government actually doing this, I don't believe that. But it seems to be that having two different political sides and then we're attacking each other, we're doing it ourselves. Everybody's got to be 100% okay. Nobody's opinion can be weird. And everybody's policing each other. We're trying to get each other fired from each other's side. We're trying to kill book deals. We're trying to limit speech. And we're going out and attacking and attacking and attacking and attacking. And no matter what, it's like the Zerzutsan, where we sit there and legitimize spying, tattling, on stuff that's not even an actual crime. We just go, well, here's something, let's get upset about it, let's be offended, and let's say that being offended now means more than that person's right for freedom of speech. And that's a big problem, because both sides are doing it and justifying it, because to them, it's a war. And us as outsiders, me being more libertarian, I think we have to start, defending everybody, even people we disagree with, every time. And as exhausting as that is, if you don't, the people on the left and the people on the right are just going to keep fighting and making things worse, where you have to sit there and see people that you like get hurt, and then sit there and go, well, the other person maybe I don't like as much, but man, that was still stupid. Well, you have to defend it in all cases. Otherwise, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Okay, this is the basic average twit. Remember to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you don't. If you hate me and you think it's stupid, dislike it as much as you want. I just figured out that metric doesn't matter. Go ahead, hate me and dislike it. And hopefully you guys will see you around next time. I think I might have some more videos coming out here soon to tackle even bigger subjects. Bye.